So hello and welcome. This is the introduction to the system we will use. This system I created for myself over the course of many years, and this is how I come to think about dancing and improving my dancing overall. There are five things I'm always think about when I dance, when I'm improving my mechanics and I'm improving my technique. Those are, this is your weight, your spine, your center, your lines, and being attractive or being sexy. So number one is your weight. Basically, it's very simple. Is first of all, on what foot are you standing on? What is the weight distribution between your feet, right? So how your weight moves through the space and where the direction is. At what point you start to compress much more into the floor. So there's so many subtopics into that subject. Number two is your spine. The spine is basically keeps your tone, right? It helps you to tone the body right away, keeps you in the right position, and then it goes how it moves in space. What dominant side are you having, and so on. So as you see here as well, there's much more sub-chapters here too. Number three is your center. Is again, everything comes down to this, is in the end you will feel like if I will downgrade you to one point, like if I want to draw you on a piece of paper and I just want to show you movement, I'm just gonna draw this one little point and gonna make an arrow. Where do we move? So this is your center of the body, center of the gravity, where everything happens right here. And we're gonna talk about it too. And number four is your lines. Obviously, how you move your hands, how they enhance your movement, and there's much more topics to that too, but as well as lines, diagonals in your body. How do I move from one side to another, and how it influences my movement. Number five is, as I said before, is to be sexy or being attractive, but it's, again, much more than that. Over time, I start to think about it really differently. It's your persona. It's how you move on the floor, how you get perceived by others. It's how you walk, how you dress, how you want others to see your character in the dance. For example, when you look on a competitive floor, you see in the final, you see very different couples. All of them have their own personalities, and you got attractive to one of those, or maybe two. And this is what I mean by number five. It's your spiritual part, what you want to develop as part of the dancing, which is everybody, all of us, we consider it the most fun. And one of my coaches, she said that, like, to have this, you know, your, let's call it spiritual part, right? It's much more important to have developed, and it always must be developed much more than your technical or mechanical part. This is why we see all the coaches who are retired from competitive dancing and they start to teach, they can show you very often with the limitations of our body, especially with age, they can show you so much that all the young dancers cannot repeat. So this part is very obviously important and lots of fun. And one side note here, which is very important too, is that all those things, they never work by itself. In the beginning, you're going to learn the weight by itself, the center by yourself, and so on. But those things are together. They work in conjunction. Very often you're going to talk about a weight, you're going to talk about a center, you're going to talk about the line and spine, all in the same time, and how they relate to each other, how they work together, because this is never just one thing, and the more you're going to progress and be advanced in your dancing, the more you will think in those terms, like how they work together. For example, just a short example here, for example, how your line here will create diagonal in my body, where's my weight is, and how I then am going to use my back in conjunction with my line, so where my line is going away or into my body, into my weight here, how it's all work together here. So we're gonna do this in following chapters, and obviously I will give you some exercises too.